Okay, so let's start in our comfortable seated posture. I like to use a folded blanket. You can use a pillow, whatever you want on the floor, but just something to raise your hips up. It makes it more comfortable. You know, when you're taking the yoga class, especially my yoga class, I want you to be comfortable through the whole process. And so if your knees or hips get tight, just stretch your leg out if you need to. Okay, that's just fine. The most important thing is that you're sitting up with a straight back, and that's where we use that pillow underneath the seat. Okay, you technically can even do yoga just from a chair. I've actually taught chair yoga before as well. So all kinds of options. All right. So in your comfortable seated posture, just rest your hands in your lap or on your knees. And take a nice deep breath in and out through the nose. And notice your posture lengthen from the base of the spine, up your back, through your neck, through the top of your head. And relax down through the forehead, around your eyes. Relax through the nose, your cheeks, the corners of your mouth. Relax your jaw. And down through the neck and throat and shoulders, down the arms to your fingertips. And back up through the shoulders. And relax down through the torso and from your hips down the legs to your feet and toes. And now focus on your breath. Inhale and exhale deeply. And just count to yourself the length of your inhale and count again the length of your exhale. And even out your breath. Good. And as you're focusing on the breath, just kind of notice your mind, right? Notice the thoughts that are coming up and see if you can just allow yourself to relax. Give yourself this next 45 minutes to just be present in the moment. And then with your next exhale, let's bring the chin forward. Let your head hang down. Draw your chest up towards your chin and just hold for a moment. And relax your shoulders. Slowly turn your head to one side. So the face is forward. Let the ear hang towards your shoulder and relax your jaw. And around to the back. Let your head go back. And then over to the other side. And then let your head come back down to the front. All right, let's do a few circles. Inhale, roll your head around to the back. Exhale, bring your head back to the front. And let's do about 3 circles to each side. Just take your time. Good. When you're done with neck rolls, let your head hang down. And just clasp the hands together, lay them gently on the back of your head so you can add a little weight to the stretch and just hold. And let your head come back up to center. Put one hand on the head, the other hand can just rest on your leg. And gently draw the ear toward the shoulder and hold. And then back to center. Let's do the other side. Good. Bring your head back to center. Eyes are open. And then just look back and forth from side to side. Back and forth. One more time. Good. And come right back to center. Okay, arms by the side. Inhale, reach out and up and stretch. And clasp the hands together. Let your palms reach towards the ceiling. Exhale as you lean to one side. And inhale as you come up. Exhale over. Inhale to center. And exhale. So you're always just sort of gently moving with the breath. Inhale and exhale. Good. And then draw back slightly with the arms. We're going to go deeper with the stretch. You're going to put the hands on the back of your head. Open your elbows back. You can go to either side to begin. Inhale. As you exhale, you're going to lean to one side. And I want you to release and put your hand on the mat. Okay, so some of you are going to have your hand on the mat and you're just going to turn like this and look up towards the ceiling. Some of you will get down onto the elbow. The idea or the goal is to try to keep your knee down. So if you find your knee pop up, just go back up on the hand. Okay, you're still going to get a really good stretch. Look up towards that ceiling, inhale. And then as you exhale, look forward, reach your arm out over your head. So now you're stretching towards the wall. And imagine that you are stretching from your opposite hip. So you're drawing that hip towards the floor all the way out through your fingertips. And let's breathe. Nice, slow, deep breath. Good. And let's turn the palm upward and inhale, reach as you come on up, and exhale, let your arm come down. Good. All right, so we're actually going to switch the feet around. I have one foot in front, or you might have one foot out. Go ahead and stretch your legs for a moment, and then just put the opposite foot, tuck it in, the other foot out in front. Okay, you're going to switch how you clasp your hands together. I'm right-handed. My right thumb and finger feel natural when I put them on top. We're going to do it the opposite way. Go ahead and reach out, come back up, stretch. It's always good to do something in a new way, right? And then put your hands on the back of your head, elbows back. Inhale. As you exhale, go to the other side. Let's start by putting the hand onto the mat. Some of you are going to come down onto the elbow. Look up. Take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale, look forward. Reach that arm out and stretch. Bringing that opposite hip towards the mat. And 2, 3, and 4, good. Turn that palm upward. Inhale, reach and come on up, and exhale, let your arm come down. Good. Reach out in front of you. Let your fingertips touch your shoulders. And we'll just go in and back and around. Nice big circles. And let's change direction. And relax. Go ahead and let your arms come down. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Rock your feet in and out a few times and relax. All right. So let's come over onto the hands and knees. I always like to warm up the back. If you need extra padding, use your blanket or towel under your knees if you want. Hands under the shoulders, knees hip distance, toes and feet are relaxed. You always want your fingers spread real wide so your palms are flat on the mat. So when you're ready, tuck your chin in. Exhale, round your back and shoulders. Inhale, arch your back, look up. All right, with your next exhale, let's bring the hips right back to your heels. Now you're going to round out your back, reach all the way forward with your fingertips. It doesn't matter if the hips actually touch the heels. You just want to be rounding out that lower back. And I like to rock a little bit from side to side. So just see how that feels on your back. Nice stretch. Good. We're going to do a downward dog. So I want your hands just a little bit wider than your shoulders. I usually bring the small finger towards the edge of my mat, come up onto the hands and knees, let your toes curl under, lift your hips, gently stretch back. Your feet are about hip distance apart. And then you can bend one knee and push the opposite heel down to the mat, alternate your legs. This is a great stretch for your calves, your ankles, your toes, and you're building up some strength in that upper body. Good, back and forth. All right, bring your shoulders forward, knees down to the mat. We're going to sit back towards the left heel, twist and reach over to the right. I think this is my all-time favorite, one of my all-time favorite stretches. So you're going to feel that all the way through your back and just hold. And 2. And 3. And 4. And come back up onto the hands. Let's switch over to the other side. So you're going to sit back towards that right heel, twist over to the left and stretch. And 2. 3. And 4. Good. And come right back up onto hands and knees. Let's do a little balancing this morning. Okay. So we're going to extend the right leg out behind you. And I want you to find a point on the floor in front of you to stare at. And then extend your left arm like you're being stretched from one side of the room to the other and just hold. Good. Let's try the other side. All right. Extend the left leg and the right arm. Make sure you're doing opposites. I forgot to mention that. If you try to do the same side, you'll fall over. Just hold. And you'll wonder why you can't balance. Good. And relax. All right. Let's bring the hips back to the heels one more time and stretch it out. Good, and let's come back up onto the hands and knees. Let's do a shoulder stretch. Okay, this one's called thread the needle. So I'm going to use my left hand to start. So I'm going to place the back of the left hand on the mat. You slide it through behind your right arm. Okay, slide it through. And you come all the way down into your left shoulder and rest on the left side of your head. And then take your right hand and reach behind your back. You're going to bend at the elbow. So it might look something like where you're placing your hand on your back, or you might actually be able to touch your thigh with your fingertips. You can look straight ahead, or you can look up towards the ceiling in that direction to get even more of a stretch. You're going to feel this right through your upper back, your shoulder blade, and hold. This is a good stretch to get to that hard to reach area on your back if you get tight to that in your upper back. And then inhale, exhale as you slowly untwist, and you're going to come back up onto your hands and knees, and we're going to switch over to the other side. So back of the right hand on the mat, slide it through, come all the way down into your shoulder, rest on the side of your head. Take your left hand, reach it behind your back. You can look forward, or you can try to look up towards the ceiling. Breathe. Inhale as you exhale, slowly untwist. We're going to come right back up onto the hands and knees. Good. Let's bring the forearms down to the mat. So now your elbows are right underneath your shoulders. Hands are facing the mat out in front of you. Okay. So I'm going to have you turn your left elbow out to the side, put your forehead on your forearms, reach that right arm all the way out. You're going to feel that stretch through like the armpit on your right arm, through your upper back, and just hold. Good, let's switch. Turn that right elbow out to the side, put your forehead on your forearm, and reach out through that left arm and stretch. Good. Now I'm going to have you put your forehead on your mat and reach out through both arms and stretch. I am going to give a variation. You don't have to do this variation, but some of you might want to try coming onto your chin. It's a pretty deep stretch to the upper back. So you decide how that feels for your neck and your shoulders. And take a breath here. Good. If you're on the chin, put your forehead back to your mat, and then use your hands to help you bring your hips all the way back to your heels. Just let your arms rest by your sides in your child's pose. So forehead to the mat, arms by the sides. You can rock your hips a little bit from side to side and just relax for a moment. All right, bring yourself up into a kneeling posture. I always like to stretch my feet out, so curl your toes, sit back on your heels for a moment. Good. And then if you have a blanket or towel on your mat, just slide that off to the side. Go ahead and come on up. Good. Let's turn on another light here. It's easier for you to see me. Okay. So bring yourself back up to standing. All right. Feet about hip distance, hands in your hips. Knees are soft. I'm going to have you start by leaning forward, roll around to the back as you inhale. Exhale back to the front. Change direction. And let's come right back to center. Inhale as you exhale, fold into your front bend. Now you're going to let your arms hang, your head hang. Sway gently from side to side. Good. Soften your knees, reach to the floor. Go ahead and bring yourself down into your squat. and then back into a front bend. So if you're sitting for hours at a time, which I bet most of us are, or standing, right? It's a good idea in between the day if you can even set a timer, right? Or a reminder, put it in your calendar to do a 5-minute or 10-minute yoga stretch. Do some front bends and squats. It's going to help. Plus, you get more blood to your brain. That's supposed to help with our memory. One more time, front bend. We can all use more memory. Good. This time, bring the chest up, hands to your hips. Go ahead and bring yourself up. Support your back. Put the heel of the hands right on the right underneath your rib cage. Fingers point towards the floor. Soften your knees. Just lift through the chest. Gently lean back, and then back up to standing, and then bring the feet closer. So now your toes will touch or be a couple of inches apart, arms slightly out to the side. All right, inhale, reach out and up. Let your fingertips touch. You're reaching to the ceiling. Exhale, lean to one side. Inhale as you come up. Exhale over. Inhale to center and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Come back to center. Inhale, as you exhale, let's fold into your front bend. Hands on the front of your legs, draw your chest forward. So it looks something like this. You're like really stretching out your back. Exhale as you fold. And then inhale, reach and come on up. Nice deep breath. Exhale, bring your hands back to your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale as you fold. Draw the chest forward, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, reach and come on up. And then back to the heart. Let's do a couple more. And I want you to practice what's called Nityananda. It means being in the moment. So just for the next couple of sequences, try to stay fully present. Notice the sound of my voice. Notice your breath. Follow your body through the movements. Last one, let's do one more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale as you fold. Draw the chest forward, inhale. And then just pause for a moment. Good, and relax. And go ahead and undo the legs, bend your knees, and relax your feet. All right, I want you to step wide onto your mat. So go ahead and open your feet wide. Let's have the toes point straight ahead. So I want your feet wider than your hips, okay? Extend your arms out. And let's start by actually putting one hand on your leg, turn the palm up with the other hand, reach up. Inhale, reach to the ceiling. Exhale as you slide your hand or arm down. Stretch. Inhale as you come up, and exhale, let your arm come down. Let's do the other side. Reach up. Inhale, exhale as you slide that arm down and stretch. Inhale, exhale, and reach. Inhale, and exhale, and one more. Good. Inhale and exhale. All right. Now you extend your arms out and you're going to turn the toes. I wonder how I should do. Turn the toes of the right foot out. So I might look opposite to you. Turn the back foot in. Okay. So I'm doing, you could do either side. If the whole right and left thing gets confusing, just turn the toes out. I'm doing my right foot out towards the wall. The back foot angles in. And this time I want you to bend your knee, your right knee. Now you'll notice that my knee is right on top of my ankle. So if you're going past, if you're going past your ankle, you're too close to, your feet are too close to each other. So if you're going over the ankle with your knee, scoot your back foot out a little bit. You can go deeper, okay? So you want your knee right on top of your ankle. Now I'm going to have you put your forearm just like this onto your leg. Reach over with your opposite arm like you're reaching to where the wall and ceiling come together. So you're in this nice straight line from the outside of your left foot all the way out through the fingertips. And you can just look forward or look right at the palm of your hand. I want you to breathe. And 2, 3, one more, and 4. Good. And then reach that arm, straighten the leg, and come back up. Good job. You just did a warrior pose. We're going to turn the back foot in. The toes of my left foot are pointing out towards the wall. Back foot angles in. I'm going to bend my left knee. It's right on top of my ankle. Okay. So if you're going past the ankle, you need to be wider. Let your left arm rest on your leg. Reach over with your right hand like you're reaching to where the wall and the ceiling come together. And you can look right up at the palm of your hand. If you need more balance, just look down at the floor. Now let's just hold. And 2, 3, one more, and 4. Good. And inhale, reach and come on up. Exhale, let your arm come on. Go ahead and turn that foot in. We're going to relax the arms. All right. And let's take the hands behind your back and clasp your hands together. When you do that, you're drawing the shoulders back. So you get another shoulder stretch. Come forward into your front bend and you can keep the knees soft. Don't lock the knees. Let your head hang and gently raise your arms up behind your back a little bit. Just hold. Inhale as you exhale, let your hands come to your seat, hang them down to the floor. Reach over to your right leg, your calf, your ankle, and you're bringing your head toward your knee in that direction. And then reach over to your left leg, do the same thing, give your back a nice stretch. Good. Come back to center. Let's get the hands to the floor in front of you. You're going to step your feet in a comfortable distance and come down into your squat. You can let your heels come up when you squat. If you want to try flat-footed, it's a little deeper. You can try to get your heels down. I have to have my feet up a little bit apart to do that. So you can experiment with that and just hold for a moment. All right, we're going to come down to the floor. So carefully come on down, stretch your legs out in front of you. And rock your feet in and out. All right, let's cradle. I love this one. So you're going to place your foot either into your hand or up into your elbow, whatever feels best. Wrap the other arm around, sit up nice and tall, and just gently rock your hip from side to side. Okay, once you're done rocking, pull that leg in. You can even raise your foot up a little higher. That's going to increase the stretch. And then let's place the foot right across the upper thigh, and you can gently kind of bounce that knee a little bit. Good. Let's take the bent leg, cross it over your straight one. So this is a half variation, and you can stay in this position if you want, or you tuck that bottom leg under, and you'll see that I have one knee on top of the other. If your knees open out a little bit, that's fine. You're going to get a really good stretch. So you've got a couple of variations on this pose. Sit up tall, inhale. As you exhale, lean forward. And breathe. Relax any tension in your face, relax your shoulders, and just relax into the posture. Good. Go ahead and bring yourself up, and let's do the other side. Stretch your legs out. Take that foot, wrap it up, rock from side to side. And stop your rocking movement. Let's gently pull that leg in and hold. Good. Let's place this foot right across the upper thigh. Go ahead and rock or bounce the knee a few times. All right, let's take the bent leg, cross it over your straight leg. Some of you are doing half variation. Some of you are doing this full variation. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, exhale as you lean forward. And breathe. And bring yourself back up, undo that leg, stretch it out in front of you, rock your feet in and out a couple of times. Okay, we're going to come down onto our backs now. If you want extra padding, you can lay this out behind you. You know, another thing you can do too with your blanket, you can kind of roll it up, or towel, whatever you're using, you can roll it up, right? And when you're lying on your back, if it's more comfortable for you to have a little bolster underneath your knees, you can do that as well. Okay, so we're going to come on down, draw the knees in. This is always the best way to come down to, you know, any surface on your back is have your knees bent. Clasp your hands across your legs and just rock a little bit. Take a nice deep breath. In and out through your nose. Good. Let's bring those knees in and gently roll them out away from you. Make a nice big circle, like you're massaging down into your hips, your lower back. And let's change direction. All right. Place the feet on the mat, hip distance, arms rest by your sides. We're going to press the back into the mat, press your feet down, raise your hips up and hold. Inhale, as you exhale, roll down slowly, one vertebra at a time. And go ahead and draw your knees into your chest, relax your back. Good. Open your arms out to the sides now. So your knees are tucked in. I'm going to give you two variations. The one that's a little easier on the back would be just to have your knees together. And then you're going to go to your left and lower the knees down. If you want to increase the stretch, you take your right leg, cross it over the left one. So the right leg crosses over, and then you go to the left, okay? So you're gonna let the knees rest on the floor, let the feet rest on the floor. Your right shoulder might come up off the floor. So I want you to turn your head, look out towards your right hand and get comfortable. Try to bring that right shoulder towards the floor. And then you can put your left hand on your knee and you can gently draw down. And relax and hold. Let your knees come back to center. You're going to cross the left leg over your right one. Okay. And again, go to the right. My left shoulder is actually tighter than my right one, so I can feel it come up. So what I'm going to do, what I want you to do is turn your head, look to your left, try to bring the shoulder down. It doesn't matter if the knee comes all the way down, but you want the shoulder down because you don't want to create extra tension in your neck, right? You want your shoulder relaxed. And then when you're comfortable, you can put your right hand on that left knee and gently draw down. And hold. All right, slowly untwist, bring yourself back up to center. And let's draw the knees in one more time and relax your back. And relax. Get yourself all the way down into the mat. Let your arms rest by your sides. Rock your feet in and out a couple of times and just allow the floor to support your body. Okay. And as we go through this relaxation, eyes are closed softly. Bring your awareness to the very top of your head. And let's just scan through the body and relax down through the forehead and around your eyes. Relax through the nose, your cheeks, relax your jaw. Relax down through the neck, throat, and shoulders, all the way down the arms to your fingertips. And back up through the shoulders. Relax your upper back and your chest and lungs and your heart center. Through the abdomen, through the lower back. From your hips and your pelvis, all the way down the legs, through the feet and the toes. And relax again your toes and feet, lower legs, knees, and upper legs. Relax through the abdomen, your lower back, through the heart center, your upper back, your chest and lungs, the shoulders down to your fingertips, and back up through the shoulders. Relax through the neck, the face, through the top of your head. And now for a few breaths before you come up from your relaxation, let's focus on the heart center. So the area that's just below your sternum. And just imagine breathing in and out of your heart center. And if you like to visualize, you can imagine the color green. The symbol for the chakra at the heart center is a green lotus flower. It's a 10-petaled lotus flower, so you can imagine that and focus on your breathing. And now slowly start to bring your awareness back by moving your fingers, moving your toes. Just take your time. And as you start to come out of your relaxation, you can slowly draw your knees into your chest and relax your back. And then you can roll to your side, rest for a moment on your side. And when you feel ready, then you can bring yourself up to your comfortable seated posture. Okay. All right. So a nice way to close out your yoga practice or your meditation practice is to set an intention for your day. What kind of day would you like to have? And you can also gift sort of your peace, your joy, your happiness from your yoga practice and imagine someone else in your life. And I always like to set the intention too, for my family. All right. And then eyes are back open and namaste. All right, everyone. Those of you that are ready to go about your day, I want to wish you a really great day. And if you'd like to stay and do some breathing, some pranayama, and sit for meditation for about 15 minutes, you are welcome to stay. I'm going to stay meditate. All right. Okay, so if you want to stay and do the meditation, I recommend having something under your hips. And I actually fold my blanket pretty thick, so you can decide what you want. Also, I forgot to mention, since there might be a couple of new people here, I take all of these recordings and I put them on my YouTube channel called Candace Rose Yoga. So it's just my name with the word yoga. And so you can rewatch any of these if you like. Okay. All right. So you want to sit in a comfortable seated pose. Now I'm pretty comfortable sitting cross-legged as long as my pillow or support is pretty high. But if you're not comfortable sitting cross-legged, then stretch a leg out. Okay. You can even sit in a chair and meditate, but I still recommend that you don't lean against the back, that you sit forward a little bit, put a pillow under your seat and have your feet firmly on the floor. Because the most important thing is that you are sitting with a nice straight back, because that makes it easier to breathe, and you want to be comfortable. You cannot meditate if something hurts because your mind will keep thinking about it, right? So bring yourself into a comfortable position. I'm going to walk us through one round of the alternate nostril breathing. This is where you're essentially closing one side of your nose and breathing in and out, right? Alternating. And what that does is you're going to notice that both passageways of your nasal passageways will feel more open when you're done. Brings more air to the brain, if you will, right? But you're just going to feel more balanced. When the left and right nostrils are both more open, it's easier to breathe. You'll feel more balanced. Okay. The best way to go through this is just to close your eyes and listen as I walk you through it. And then once we're done with the alternate nostril breath, you're going to be in a much more calm and relaxed space. And you're going to be able to just sit for a while, okay? If you need something to focus on when you're sitting, count to yourself the length of your inhale and count to yourself the length of your exhale. And when your mind wanders, you just gently bring it back to your counting. Eventually, you'll notice that your mind won't need to think about the counting so much, if that makes sense. All right, so for the alternate nostril breath, you can tuck the first 2 fingers in on your hand. So your thumb is closing your right nostril. I'm using my right hand. And the inside of my ring finger is closing my left nostril. And you can use either hand. If that hurts or bothers your hand, use the inside of your pointer finger. Okay. All right, so go ahead and close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in. Close the right nostril with your thumb and exhale through the left nostril. Close the left one with your finger and inhale through the right. Close the right nostril and exhale through the left. Close the left one, inhale right. Close the right one, exhale left. Close the left one, inhale right. Now exhale through the right nostril. Close your right nostril with your thumb and inhale through the left. Close the left, exhale right. Close the right, inhale left. Close the left nostril, exhale right. And close the right one, inhale left. And now let your hand come down and exhale and inhale evenly through both nostrils. And just allow yourself to get quiet. You can count yourself the length of your inhale, count the length of your exhale. When your mind wanders, gently bring it back to your breathing.